Your body doesn't fast quietly, it fights back. Most people imagine fasting like flipping a switch, belly fat vanishes instantly. But biology never works that simply. It negotiates, adapts, resists every single moment. Your cells are not passive observers, they're active, ancient survival strategists. These pathways formed thousands of years ago, built for uncertain, brutal environments. Feast and famine shaped human biology long before modern comfort existed. So when you skip meals now, ancient alarms start ringing immediately. Your body doesn't know you're safe, it assumes danger. And that assumption triggers a cascade nobody fully anticipates or understands. The first 24 hours feel deceptively simple, almost boringly uneventful. Underneath, your body burns through glucose reserves at incredible speed. Glucose is fast fuel, easy to access, quickly exhausted completely. Once it's gone, your pancreas slows insulin release almost immediately. Your liver steps in, converting glycogen into usable glucose energy. But glycogen never lasts long, often disappearing within a single day. This is where people feel foggy, irritable, strangely exhausted and confused. It isn't weakness, it's your biology flipping survival switches rapidly. Then something remarkable happens. Your body stabilizes, adjusts, and adapts. This adaptation opens a completely new metabolic chapter entirely. Your body starts producing ketones, an entirely different energy source. This is metabolic switching, one of biology's most elegant survival mechanisms. Ketones become premium fuel, especially prized by your demanding brain. People report clarity, focus, and even elevated mood during ketosis. Ironically, starvation-adjacent states can feel sharper than normal eating days. This isn't accidental. Evolution rewarded focus during genuine food scarcity. Once ketosis begins, your body actually prefers staying there longer. It's efficient, stable, and remarkably predictable compared to glucose dependence. But stability doesn't last forever once belly fat starts disappearing. Belly fat isn't the body's first choice for fuel normally. It's hormonally active, stubborn, and reserved specifically for real emergencies. But deep ketosis changes everything, forcing your body toward abdominal fat. Visceral fat becomes the priority target, dense and highly accessible. Your body breaks it down aggressively, converting it into steady ketones. This explains why belly is often shrink first during extended fasting. But there's a hidden cost hiding beneath this rapid transformation. Visceral fat releases inflammatory molecules as it breaks down rapidly. Your bloodstream temporarily becomes chaotic, almost like an internal battlefield. Some people feel energized, others feel completely wiped out instead. It depends entirely on inflammation levels and liver processing efficiency. Strangely, many people notice hunger disappearing exactly when fat burning intensifies. Your body shifts into quiet, calculated survival efficiency mode completely. Ketosis isn't just a trendy diet buzzword people casually mention. Scientifically, it represents one of biology's most extraordinary possible states. It's not only fat burning, it's genuine cellular optimization occurring. Your brain runs smoother, mitochondria function cleaner, inflammation drops significantly. Beta-hydroxybutyrate, the dominant ketone, carries powerful antioxidant properties too. It protects neurons and activates genes linked to longevity itself. Many describe this phase as feeling light, focused, almost limitless mentally. That's not poetic exaggeration. Research actually supports these specific claims. But ketosis has limits, especially as belly fat continues shrinking. Your body becomes more selective, protective, and strategically calculated again. This shift reveals something deeper about human survival wiring entirely.
At this stage, belly fat disappears faster than other fat types. Visceral fat responds quickly to hormonal shifts happening throughout your body. Insulin drops, ketones rise, and belly fat becomes preferred fuel. But rapid fat loss carries a hidden, rarely discussed consequence. Trapped toxins and inflammatory compounds release directly into your bloodstream. Your body reacts immediately, activating repair pathways and immune responses. This explains sudden fatigue, headaches, or nausea during extended fasting periods. Your body isn't failing, it's cleaning house at high speed. Once belly fat drops significantly, your body becomes protective again. It slows fat burning and raises stress hormones slightly instead. This is where things start changing in unexpected, complicated ways. Hormones become true commanders, directing every single metabolic decision made. Insulin drops first, opening doors for stored fat release immediately. Glucagon rises next, signaling your liver toward ketone production quickly. Growth hormone increases dramatically, preserving lean muscle despite ongoing fat loss. Adrenaline rises slightly too, sharpening senses and boosting fat mobilization. Leptin, the fullness hormone, begins dropping as fat reserves shrink. Your brain watches fat reserves closely, anticipating potential starvation ahead. When leptin drops too low, metabolism subtly slows for protection. This hormonal chess match determines how safely belly fat continues melting. One strange fasting experience involves hunger disappearing almost completely eventually. Instead of weakness, people report sharp focus and calm energy. This isn't psychological, it's entirely biological, driven by ketone stability. Ketones stabilize neural activity, replacing chaotic glucose spikes and crashes. This clarity served ancestors well, helping them locate food efficiently. Digestion slows dramatically, redirecting energy toward repair and mental processing. Fewer hunger hormone interruptions leave your mind feeling strangely upgraded. Ironically, feeling your best signals approaching a critical metabolic threshold. Extended fasting isn't a straight path toward endless fat burning. There's a tipping point where survival strategy must be reassessed. While fat remains available, burning continues safely and predictably enough. Once reserves diminish, your body starts conserving energy aggressively instead. Thyroid activity slows down, and resting metabolic rate drops noticeably too. This isn't a flaw, it's calculated evolutionary protection mechanism activating. Without enough fat, muscle protein becomes an unfortunate new target. Enzymes break amino acids down into glucose for brain function. This marks the line between fasting benefits and genuine self-harm. Some people feel powerful here, unaware they've entered emergency territory. As belly fat approaches critically low levels, warning signs emerge. Energy becomes unpredictable, and sleep patterns often shift noticeably too. You might feel colder as metabolism slows to conserve heat. Your brain becomes hyper-focused on survival-related signals and cues. Smell and food-related attention sharpen due to primal instincts activating. Your liver produces fewer ketones since less fat remains available. Every expendable process slows while energy redirects toward essential organs. At this crossroads, every hormonal signal becomes genuinely critical now. Your body prepares for what feels like a true survival crisis. Ancient biological strategies emerge, ones reserved strictly for extreme scarcity. As fasting deepens further, quiet alerts begin appearing consistently now. Dizziness, colder hands, and slower movements often seem completely normal, but they're actually whispers revealing thinning fat reserves beneath the surface. Your thyroid reduces output, stretching remaining energy across longer periods. Heart rate, digestion, and thought speed all slow down together. Many mistake this slowdown for calmness rather than biological warning. Muscles begin releasing small amino acids for glucose conversion purposes. No pain yet, but microscopic changes are happening beneath everything. These aren't failures, they're sophisticated survival systems coming fully online. every human has a threshold where fasting turns genuinely dangerous eventually. This limit depends on remaining fat, not simply elapsed time. Once reserves get critically low, desperate biological choices become necessary. Hair growth slows, hormones shift, and repair becomes more selective. Without enough fat, muscle protein breaks down at higher rates. This is when fasting becomes catabolic, threatening strength and immunity. The body doesn't want this, but alternatives simply don't exist. This biological limit stays quiet, calculated, and dangerously efficient throughout. Not everyone reaches depletion at the same speed or timing. Genetics, lifestyle, stress, sleep, and gut health all matter significantly. Two people fasting equally may experience completely different metabolic realities entirely. Some have higher metabolic flexibility, switching fuels more efficiently overall. Others rely heavily on glucose, struggling to sustain ketosis longer. Cortisol levels also matter, affecting fat-burning speed and inflammation levels. Stable blood sugar often means longer fasting without severe symptoms. These differences reflect uniqueness, not flaws, in human physiology design. Once belly fat reaches dangerously low levels, rationing begins immediately. Fuel gets diverted specifically toward brain, heart, and essential organs. Your liver becomes a biochemical strategist, converting whatever remains available. Muscle tissue becomes sacrificial, broken down purely out of necessity. Your brain switches to hyper-efficient mode, firing only when needed. You might feel alert or strangely detached during this specific stage. Both responses reflect genuine energy scarcity happening throughout your body. This stage reveals extraordinary metabolic innovation within human biology itself. But it also exposes survival's true, uncomfortable edge approaching quickly. When fasting continues beyond remaining reserves, protection mechanisms start breaking down. Muscle loss accelerates, and organ function begins suffering measurably now. Immune function drops sharply, and heartbeat becomes noticeably more fragile. Electrolyte shifts destabilize systems that once operated reliably and smoothly. Fasting is powerful, but it was never designed to be limitless. Its benefits depend entirely on having sufficient fat reserves available. Once that reserve disappears, crisis mode becomes completely unavoidable, finally. The body breaks down tissues never intended as primary fuel. This leads to one undeniable truth about extended fasting overall. Running out of belly fat isn't triumph, it's a red alert. It's the moment evolution activates its final protective survival mechanism. Very few people ever experience this moment personally or directly. When they do, their body's entire strategy changes completely and immediately.